Hello everyone, and welcome to today's discussion on international marketing ethics, using Brenner Machine Tool Company case study as an example. In this case, we are faced with a dilemma to bribe or not to bribe. This is a common issue that arises when doing business in foreign countries, especially those with different cultural values and norms. And to better understand the situation, let's apply the Hofstede model, which will help us analyze the cultural differences between the two countries. The Hofstede model identifies 6 cultural dimensions, which are power distance, individualism versus collectivism, masculinity versus femininity, uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation versus short-term orientation, and indulgence. But in this case, we'll focus on power distance and uncertainty avoidance because they are particularly relevant to the situation at hand. So, power distance refers to the degree to which people in a society expect and accept an equal distribution of power. In this case, we are dealing with two cultures, which are the American culture and the Latino culture. And according to the Hofstede research, the United States has a low power distance, meaning people expect equality and have a tendency to challenge authority. In contrast, Latino has a high power distance, which means that people are more comfortable with unequal power distribution and tend to respect authority figures. The difference in power distance can help explain why Frank felt pressured to pay the bribe. In Latino, it may be more acceptable to give gifts or make payments to government officials to obtain the contract. However, in the United States, this behavior would be considered unethical and at the same time would be considered illegal under the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. This brings us to our next dimension, which is uncertainty avoidance. This dimension measures the extent to which people in a society are comfortable with ambiguity and uncertainty. The United States has a low uncertainty avoidance, meaning that people are comfortable with the risk taken and ambiguity. In contrast, Latino has high uncertainty avoidance, meaning that people are less comfortable with risk taken and prefer clear rules and regulations. This difference in uncertainty avoidance can also help why Frank felt pressured to pay the bribe, because again in Latino, there may be less clear rules and regulations around the bribery and corruption, making it harder for Frank to know what's the appropriate behavior in this case. In the United States, there are clear rules and regulations against bribery and corruption, making it easier for Frank to know what is the appropriate behavior in this case. So, to answer the question of whether what Frank did was ethical, we must consider the ethics of both Latino and the United States. In Latino, it may be more culturally accepted to give gifts and make payments to government officials in order to obtain the contract. However, in the United States, this behavior would be considered unethical and illegal, as we have stated before. Furthermore, the Brenner Machine Tool Company case highlights the importance of understanding the difference. Furthermore, the Brenner Machine Tool Company case. Furthermore, the Brenner Machine Tool Company case highlights the importance of understanding the different type of payments that can be made in international business transactions. So, lubrication refers to small payments that are made to officials to expedite routine procedures, while subordinations refers to large payments that are made to officials in order to influence their decisions. In addition, the case also raises the question of whether US firms should comply with all local customs or try to change local way of doing business. This is a difficult question to answer because this requires a nuanced approach. So, while it's important to respect local customs and norms, US firms also have a responsibility to uphold ethical principles and legal regulations. It is a dedicated balancing act that requires careful consideration of the local culture, regulatory environment, and business objectives. As for the company interest in this problem, Brenner Machine Tool Company has a responsibility to its shareholders and employees to maximize profits while also operating in an ethical and legal manner. So this can be a difficult task when faced with the challenges of international business, but it is essential for long-term success and sustainability. Finally, This case is a good example of self-reference criterion, also referred to as SRS, at work. SRS is the unconscious tendency to view the world through the lens of our own culture and experiences. And in this case, Frank's attitude towards bribery reflects his own cultural bases and assumptions, which can lead to misunderstanding and ethical lapse. As international marketers, we must be aware of our SRC, or self-reference criterion, and strive to see the world from different cultural perspectives. To prepare for these types of ethical dilemmas, overseas managers must receive comprehensive training on the cultural and legal norms of the countries in which they operate. They must also have access to legal and ethical experts who can provide guidance and support when faced with difficult decisions. In summary, the Starnes-Brenner Machine Tool Company case highlights the importance of understanding the cultural, ethical, and legal dimensions of international business. And by using frameworks such as the Hofstede cultural dimension, recognizing the different types of payments, and being aware of our own SRC, international marketers can navigate these complex challenges and operate in a manner that is both ethical and profitable. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you in another video very soon. Take care.